For the last bowling game on NES, I was not surprised to find it wasn't really anything great, just like Dynamite Bowling.
Aha, he's kidding. Popcorn?
Perfect Bowling, as it's called, offers a lot more content than Dynamite, but also falls flat in several ways. This game just left me wanting to go back to Super Nintendo or even Game Boy Color for more lively, colorful, and enjoyable bowling experiences.
Good for you.
So, with that in mind, Perfect Bowling, the last of all three known bowling games for the NES, was a pretty meh game, from its mechanics to its restriction on a certain mode, and of course, not having anything really to stand out against any other bowling game out there, let alone on NES. Let's just get this review over with and move on already.
Oh god, I'm coming down!
To begin, the game's controls are basic given it's the NES, so there's not much to explain control-wise. You use the D-pad to move left and right to position yourself, up and down to change aim. After that, you set your ball spin with the left and right. Then, you have to time the bar just right to get a good throw, I guess? It's not easy to get in comparison to other bowling games. It's one of those more confusing ones.
Dumbass. What a nice lady.
Now, you may think you need to not go in the red, right? Makes sense. Red on a bar usually means bad, let alone red is used for dangerous stuff in real life. But no, if you don't nail the red bar, you just...
You suck!
But then again, it also varies as it's not always the case. Instead, you got two arrows that you need to time just right. I absolutely hate this as it just makes things all the more confusing. I cannot comprehend the system. Why not just give you one arrow and a green bar in the gauge? If you get in the green for the best results, and the red is for bad, which will likely get you a gutter ball, and white is a guaranteed fail. Problem solved. Anything like that.
Why is everyone but me so stupid?
Oh well, mechanically this game is spotty. Even the pins don't act right. You nail one, you think you would hit the others, but nope, it's one of those kind of bowling games. Might as well move on to the modes.
Let's go already!
Training mode is just you, all alone, bowling 10 frames, that's it. That's training mode, and it's just fine. Outside of the mechanics for this game, that is. If you just want to bowl without competing against another person or the CPU, this mode is for you.
Damn it!
Game mode, which is a very weird name to give your game mode,
I get it.
I don't get it.
has you competing against the CPU in your standard bowling game. You can pick your opponent, which I guess is neat. I mean, you just pick their character and then bowl, so it's whatever. The CPU definitely doesn't play around though, as they will bowl good. I mean, good God, they're getting several strikes in a row.
Bullshit!
But yeah, otherwise it's just versus mode with a CPU. So you got two single player modes, where you can either bowl alone or against the CPU. Good. So what else is there to this game?
Let's go already!
Versus mode is the obvious multiplayer experience, where you bowl against another player locally so long as you have another controller and a person to play with. That's it, and since I have no one to play with, this mode is off limits. So let's check out team mode instead. I'm guessing it's where you team up with one or more players and take on another team, where we combine our scores. If so, I enjoy that in other bowling games I've covered. So let's see what it's like here.
I agree.
Sadly, team mode itself is another 2-player exclusive experience. Why? Why are our team only 2-player? Why is team mode only 2-player? It makes no sense.
Who knows?
Every other bowling game I've played that had team matches were single-player optional. We could pick our CPU team members and just play. Why would you lock a fun mode like team bowling behind multiplayer?
It's awful.
So, we have to miss out on this mode as well. So only 2 modes out of 4 are playable. One where you bowl alone, and another where you bowl against a single CPU. Lame.
Lame, yes.
Oh well, moving on to the other section.
Let's go already!
At least the music is nice again, but that's about it. Can't say a lot more for this game. Yeah, moving on. Well, that was a pretty mediocre journey of every bowling game for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Of all 3, it's hard to decide which one is the least dreadful, but I'll give it to Championship Bowling. Sure, it's generic as well as these 2 Japan exclusive games.
No shit.
But it's just a better overall experience mechanically. Plus, it's a worldwide release unlike these 2, so it's more available to more players.
What? That's stupid.
The music was good as well in Championship Bowling. Overall, just a better experience. So with that said, I think I'll stop with bowling games for a while and focus on other genres.
So thank God that's over. I mean, it's over, right?
Such as various arcade games and Atari games.
Ah, shit!
Even as I'm ready to get back into that console again.
Well, we're boned.
At the end of the day, perfect bowling isn't perfect nor good. It's another mediocre bowling game that I can barely recommend. From its more confusing mechanics to lack of content outside of its theme change, perfect bowling barely has anything going for it over Dynamite Bowling or Championship Bowling. So I will recommend it as it does work, kind of. Just know it's the second best of all 3 for NES.
Okay, we get the point.
Anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later.